Hello, people. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Let me ask you something else. How many bad things really happen in life? Does that many bad stuff happen in terms of what you watch on the news and hear about word of mouth in a sense? Like, how many bad things actually do happen? The reason why I'm asking is because I've grew up in the community, the hood, the neighborhoods, the inner cities of Detroit much of my life. I was everywhere throughout the inner cities and I didn't see bad stuff happening everywhere I went. It was rare that I would see something bad happen directly as far as me focusing on it. So I find that strange that during my journeys, as far as me visualizing a bad news story that they would play on the news, other than me seeing a fire happen every now and then, or, an argument, I didn't really see any serious bad things that happened, like directly in which I could focus on. Yeah, I saw bad accidents, but that was in a case where it happened all of a sudden and it don't happen every day right in front of me. Yeah, it's crazy when you think about all the bad news and bad stuff you do not see, then you're thinking like, wow, how does this stuff make it on the news? Where did this happen and when? Because when I'm not around, apparently it happens, but if I'm around, it doesn't, in terms of bad things happening when I'm not around. But when I'm around, they don't happen. And then when I'm not around, they do happen, apparently. So I'm like, it works like that? That's crazy. Sorry, folks, I didn't want to be confusing with those last statements. I felt a bit confused too. Yeah, so in terms of like everyone and anyone, I'm sure it works out like that for them as well, where they're not walking into crimes and bad things all the time. Anyway, what I am getting at is look at civilization in general. Just that's anywhere, everywhere. So I'm thinking, do everybody and anybody see bad things happen constantly all throughout the day and night? Yeah, in some parts of the world they might, but in the most civilized or so-called civilized societies in the world, do they watch bad things happening all day and night? Nope. The only way you really will know that so much bad is happening is if you watch the news stations that tell you about the bad news. I'm serious, people. Because look, check your lives, check your whole memories, and how many times did you ever see something bad happen directly? Was it 2 times, 3 times, 1 time? Was it 100 times? I think not. So I think it's like some kind of thing that goes around and does a lot of things intentionally so that they will make the news when people aren't around, but somebody is always around when it happens. And then if it does involve a victim crime, then certainly someone was involved and were there to be present and witness to the fact that something bad happened. Unfortunate. So, hey, if you understand where I'm going with this, you know where I'm coming with this. So I think the fight is I think it's where nothing bad is happening against the bad stuff that do happen, which is witness. The things you are there for to witness directly and focus on, and the stuff you don't see. So in a war, like, you got to think in terms of that. Wait a minute, this stuff is happening when I'm not around, and I know I'm not causing it, and the majority of populations do not cause bad things. Amongst the majorities, it's a slim minority in it that's doing bad stuff that gets around and spreads around. So as the majority, like, it is much easier to remove and reduce those such bad things. So think about it, people. But you got to recognize the minority that's doing that, which is bad stuff and bad things, and then they must be removed or reduce themselves and rendered null and void and useless. If something is causing bad things just to make the news, then that's crazy. It's like some kind of social thing, social, psychological, captivating thing in which they manipulate to draw people to the bad side of stuff in society. But I don't want to believe it's that. I don't want to believe that people are out causing bad things just so that they can make it on the news and the ratings will go up. I had a crazy idea because I'm like, wait a minute. I grew up in a so-called dangerous, violent, famous city in America, which is Detroit, but I didn't see a million bad things happen directly. I mean, seriously, crazy bad things, but maybe I have. Yeah, maybe I did, but it was something that I could handle because of the situation that I was in. You know, the hood toughens you up to seeing and witnessing certain things. So, hey, maybe I saw it and I didn't think it was a serious issue on occasions, but I'm still saying I didn't see a million bad things happen, very bad things happen, that is, directly. That's crazy. So people, if you look in terms of the things you see that are bad and the things you don't see, then what can you do about them? What can all of us do about that? If the majority is not causing that, then they do not want such bad stuff around or to have even happened in the first place. Yeah, think about it. And please give me those likes, comments, and subscribe to me, Detroit Miracle. Peace out.